potential energy. As the Kundalini flows from the thalamus to the cortex, it sets up a powerful energy loop within the brain, which awakens the latent non-mechanical parts which we have never used before. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, transform our lives, bliss and fulfillment. Initiation creates high awareness, visualization, creativity. It also slows the aging process and improves the immune system. Kundalini awakening, healing experience, levitation, teleportation, materialization. Experience the power of initiation through a range of exclusive programs conducted at the ashram. Nithyananda
Yes. So let us now see how the science of power manifestation is authenticated through the four aspects of evidences or pramanas. The first is the Shastra Pramana, which are the eternal unchangeable truths that are revealed in the source scriptures. The next is the Apta Pramana, the experiences and results of Aptas or authorities of Hinduism. The Vedic rishis and scientists have time-tested and verified this science. Third is the Atma Pramana, which is the experience of His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation. And last is the Pratyaksha Pramana, the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentations. So all of you might be wondering, where do we get all these pramanas from? Where do we get all these evidences from? From the Vedagamas, which is a living applied science. Vedas are the ultimate superior authorities for Hindus. They are the pure science where the ultimate truths are explained. Agamas are the scriptures where the applied technology, the applied science is expanded. Vedas and Agamas, Vedagamas, are given the status of Shruti as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva. They are the ultimate, eternal, unchangeable truths. And a reference cited from these Shastras or source scriptures is called a Shastra Pramana. So without further delay, let us get ready to witness this extraordinary demonstration of the power of third eye being manifested by the Balasans of the Nithyananda Gurukul. So let us now enter into the Shastra Pramana, which comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 34. Kapalantarmanonyasa tishtannilitalochanaha kramena manasodadyat lakshaye lakshyamuttamam. Translation goes, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind and inner space, through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal Lakshyam by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source Paramashiva.
And now let us also Apta Pramana. The Apta Pramana here is where Krishna, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, initiates Arjuna, his friend and disciple, into the third eye, the power of third eye. And now I request my Yoga Prana, she can chant the Sanskrit verse. I can also do the English translation.
Yes. So Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna in the 11th chapter, 8th verse of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Natumam shakyase drashtum anenaiva swachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshuhu pashyame yogamaiswaram.
So here it means Bhagavan Krishna, what he said to his beloved friend and disciple Arjuna, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours, therefore I grant you the divine third eye vision. Behold my cosmic opulence. In the Hindu Purana, the Bhagavad Gita and the Mahabharatam, Bhagavan Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye to behold Krishna's Vishwarupa Darshana, the vision of his cosmic form. In the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which contains a description of Bhagavan Krishna's cosmic form, it is completely narrated by Arjuna as he is like literally describing and overflowing with the beautiful descriptions of Bhagavan Sri Krishna and his Vishwarupa Darshana form. And this, which is something that cannot be seen, perceived at all by the human eye.
Inside and outside broke. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree direction below me.
Yes. The Atma Pramana of this power of third eye is when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, at the mere age of 12 years, had the experience of oneness with all existence, and sitting in the Pavlakundru hill.
Inside and outside broke.
Oneness with all existence, and in the words of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, the first experience that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree, 10 directions below me, and everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel and experience all of that as me.
And outside broke. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree, 10 direction below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience. I felt that the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. The setting sun, rising moon, the whole Arunachala hill, all the plants, bush, shrubs, trees, everything just became so alive. The idea, something is inside,
Yes, we also have the Pratyaksha Pramana, which is the empirical evidence of this, with the scientific observation and experience of these powers. In fact, in 2005, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself gave a breakthrough to the global scientific community when they approached the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in order to study the brain of an avatar. And as you can see here, they conducted several experiments where they were trying to analyze what exactly is happening inside of the brain, which is literally powered by superconscious energy. They conducted several studies which measured and compared the metabolic cell activity of the brain in conscious and meditative states. And they used the positron emission tomography in order to collect evidence. They saw literally that when doing the daily activities, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was entirely using very less percentage of the brain, and they were able to see that in the deep meditative state, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's third eye, exact place where the third eye was located was lit up completely, and over 90% of the brain was shut down. That is phenomenal evidence to show that the third eye really exists. And to go to say as well that for our logical, normal human brain in this day and age, what even Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Paramashiva himself, has been talking in the sacred scriptures is true from 5,000 years ago until now. And finally, we will now be witnessing the Sakshi Pramana. Sakshi Pramana is the experiences and the results, the extraordinary manifestation through the initiated disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Because this rare sacred science of third eye is being made available to humanity and for their conscious evolution. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism literally embodies the most profound yogic states that surpass all bounds of time, space, and matter. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is gifting this pure, great science of third eye awakening, along with many other spiritual sciences through initiation, and millions of people have been initiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and are experiencing the profound results as extraordinary powers. So without further ado, now the Nithyananda Gurukul Balasants will be guiding us into the demonstration of the power of third eye. And we'll now be witnessing for ourselves exactly how it works. And one of the Balasants of the Nithyananda Gurukul will be really blindfolded and demonstrating the power which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has initiated her into by reading. Yes, in just a few minutes, we'll be joined once again by Ma Yoga Prana and a few of the other Nithyananda Gurukul Balasants who will be demonstrating for each and every one of us this power as we are just for a few minutes awaiting for them to join us back and to begin this demonstration. I invite each and every one of you to get connected with us, with Kailasa, and get connected for hearing about all of the different, immediately getting the notifications for the darshans, dikshas, the satsangs, for the spiritual discourses, and countless hours of the life of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And join us as we celebrate life on planet Earth with the Avatar. You can get connected with us on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube as well. And I also invite each and every one of you to become a citizen of Kailasa today, an e-citizen of Kailasa. And you can ensure that you are getting all the notifications, you're getting so many more benefits and having access to so much of what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has contributed, has revived for the planet Earth. So we'll now be beginning the demonstration of the powers of third eye in just a few minutes.
bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasudashiva. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om
Yes, sorry for the technical glitch. We are going to be continuing this power manifestation of the third eye. I request Mavirija just to again show that there is no change in the eye band. Please turn to your right, left, up, and down. And I request any one of you to just go ahead and post in the chat if we're audible or not. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Ma Mahajalendra Nithyananda, for just confirming with us. Yes, Mavirija, you can go ahead and continue reading.
Yes, so Ma Mahajalendra Nithyananda has posted audible. Yes, so thank you Ma for the confirmation. And before that, Ma Mahajalendra Nithyananda has again posted Viraja Ma's valuable, virtuous visioning verily validates valuable variables to the valueless matrix.
Amazing. As all of you saw, Ma Virija was able to read all the sentences, all those random words, just with her third eye. So confidently she was able to read it. Yes, Ma Virija, you can continue reading.
And Ma Melissa Cook is posted, yes, we can hear you, but thank you for the confirmation. Yes.
Okay. So that was a beautiful demonstration of the power of third eye. So now we'll be removing the eye band of Mavirija. All of you can see the eye band is completely intact. There's no change in the eye band. And I request the comments to stop being projected. Yes. And that was a very beautiful demonstration of this power of third eye, where Ma Virija showed how effortlessly she was able to manifest this extraordinary Shakti, and she was able to read with her eyes closed, just as she is able to see with her eyes closed. And we are completing for the technical glitches and all the inconvenience caused. Due to the interest of time, today we will not be having the power of body scanning. And if you want a body scanning, you can definitely come back tomorrow at 2 a.m. IST and 4 p.m. IST every day. And you can witness this live extraordinary demonstration of the power of body scanning being manifested by the Balasans of the Nithyananda Gurukul. Again, we're completing for the inconvenience caused. We'll be moving on to the further segments. Please stay tuned. And thank you, Nithyananda.
Paramashivoham. Om Nitya Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om
Nithyanandam, everyone. Welcome back. So now all of us just saw a beautiful demonstration of the powers of Paramashiva, the extraordinary Shaktis. And we will now be moving to the next segment of this program where we will be learning about the divine feminine consciousness, about who is Devi Parashakti. And we will be first looking at the Dhyana Shloka of Devi Parashakti, which comes from the Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana Shloka. Sindhuraruna vigraham trinayana manikya mauli spurate taranayaka shekharam smitamukhim mapina vakshoruham panibhyamali purna ratna chashakam raktotpalam bibratim saumyam ratna gatastha rakta charanam dhyayet paramambikam. Yes, we can move on to the next slide. So the translation for this verses, we can go to the previous slide now. So the translation for this verses, the Divine Mother is to be meditated upon as shining in a vermilion red body, with a triple eye sporting a crown of rubies studded with the crescent moon, a face all smiles, a splendid bust, one hand holding a jewel cup bead and the other twirling a red lotus. And another Dhyana Shloka which also comes from the Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana Shloka. Arunam karunam tarangatakshim dritapasham kushapushpabanachapam animadibhiravritam ayukaihi rahamityeva vibhavaye bhavani. And the translation for this verse is, I meditate on the great Empress. She is red in color and her eyes are full of compassion. She holds the nose, the gourd, the bow, and the flowery arrow in her hands. She is surrounded on all sides by powers such as Anima for days, and she is the self within me. And Devi Parashakti is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness. Parashakti is the cosmic mother. It is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes come out and go in, and the source where the Big Bang and black holes go on and on. And Parashakti is the source Shakti, the source energy, the source power, from which all of us came, in which all of us are in even now, and in which all of us are going to merge. And out of her extreme love, Shakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nijavatara of the Supreme Point of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. And Devi Parashakti, she beautifully introduces herself and she says how she manifests as the Nijavatara in the form of the Supreme Point of Hinduism. So she says, raising as Omkara, expressing as Vedas and Agamas, blossomed as Hrimkara, filled as Parashodasi, living in 40 triangles, the Kailasha Swami who is in Kailasha, Sri Purachintamani, Parashodasi, sitting as part of Paramashiva, Parameshwari who rules the world, Paramashakti, Manonmani, Meenakshi,
As Nithyananda, I took Nijavatara here to give good boons to everyone, to bestow all goodness. Hiranya Garbha Swarupini, Brahmanda Yoni, Shami, Chandramauli, Rapala, Aparna, Uma, Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samrajya Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parashodasi, Meenakshi. Taking the form of Nithyananda, I came here as Nijavatara. With great compassion and blessing, listen people, to do good to all of you, I took the form of Nithyananda and came down as Nijavatara. And the Parashakti also beautifully says, raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, Shiva manifesting as source of existence, powers of existence, expression of existence. From the oneness of Om, blossoming into two as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three Shaktis, Icha, Kriya and Jnana, growing as four Vedas, expanding as five Panchabhutas, beyond six chakras, filled as Gotras of seven Rishis, expanding as eight directions, existing as nine Grahas, blossoming as 10 Indriyas, being as 11 Isras, creating all the worlds, bringing life to tell and make truth blossom and to do good. Parashodasi Meenakshi, in the form of Nithyananda, I came to bless every one of you. And now let's see how we can receive the Parashakti. So, literally, you are seeing Paramashivam and Parashakti at that moment when she comes for the darshan. You are seeing her there. So, you can receive her very traditionally, in a very traditional manner. You can keep two betel leaves, one betel nut, one banana, and a coin in front of the screen as you watch Devi Parashakti and receive her. And for those of you who might be wondering what exactly a coin is considered as, or what is its importance, why is it kept as part of a receiving plate or a tambulam? So a coin is actually a traditional dakshina or the traditional offering in the Hindu tradition for any gods or deities, which is usually given in temples and in other rituals. So it can even be just 1 paise, and in the US it can even be just a cent. It can be the lowest value in whatever your money you are keeping. It can be the lowest. In India, it can even be just a paise. In the US, it can even be just a cent. Swami says, I'm not trying to monetize. Keep even 1 cent is okay. So for 100 days, if you have darshan, it will add up to $1. In India, even 1 paise is okay. And you can offer that Devi Parashakti. And once the darshan is over, you can do namaskar. You can offer your salutations and eat the banana, the betel leaf, and the betel nut, taking it as prasadam immediately. And the coins that you collect, you can send it to the Los Angeles temple for the further procedures. And now some of you might be wondering, what exactly does this betel leaf and betel nut do to you? How will it benefit you, whether it's physically, emotionally, mentally? How will it benefit you? So this betel leaf and betel nut may look too small, but in a few days you will see. You will realize how much it adds to your sentiment that really she is there. You will not take the Devi Darshan for granted. Rituals will break your monotonous unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you to powerful cognitions. It will break your unconscious mentality, your unconscious behavior. And now all of you can see how you can set up the tambulam, how you can arrange the tambulam, the receiving plate for Devi Parashakti. You can all see how you can arrange it. You can arrange the betel nut on top of the betel leaf, then keep the banana and the coin. You can arrange all of it in a plate, keep it in front of the screen as you receive the Parashakti. And you might also be seeing a few other additional items kept in the plate, such as a coconut, some glass bangles, kumkum, turmeric, and some flowers. So these few items are the additional items that can be kept as part of the tambulam, that you can keep as part of the tambulam. But the 4 basic items that are kept as part of tambulam is the betel leaf, the betel nut, the banana, and the coin. So you can arrange these few items whatever you would like to. Arrange it in the plate, keep it in front of the screen, and receive Devi Parashakti in a very traditional way when she comes for the darshan. And experience Devi Parashakti's energy. And with that, we come to a conclusion of this segment where we have learned who is Devi Parashakti and how we can receive Devi Parashakti when she comes for the darshan. And with that, we will now be moving to the further segments of this program where we will be learning what Devi Parashakti has revealed in the Akashic readings and how important it is for us to understand, internalize, and follow what Devi Parashakti has revealed in the Akashic readings for humanity on the various problems the world is going through right now, especially during this pralaya, the cosmic deluge that we are going through right now. So with that, we'll be moving to the next segment after a really short break. So please stay tuned and we will be back after a really short break.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda.
Nithyanandam, welcome back to all the viewers after that very quick break. Now, we'll be entering into this next segment, understanding the guidance given by Devi Parashakti for humanity, for understanding and literally protecting ourselves and protecting each and every one of us during this time. Yes. Yes. Now, in the Guru Padaka Stotram, composed by Adi Shankaracharya, the very first verse describes how the Guru Padaka, the sacred feet of the Guru, is the boat that helps us cross the Ananta Samsara Samudra, the endless ocean of samsara or suffering. And I'll just be chanting that first verse. Ananta Samsara Samudradara Naukayitabhyam Guru Bhakti Kabhyam Vairagya Samrajada Pujanabhyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam. The English translation says, salutations to the Guru Paduka, the Paduka of my Guru, which is the boat which helps me cross the endless ocean of life, which endows me with a sense of devotion to my Guru, and by worship of which I attain the dominion of renunciation. Many of us, each and every one of us, I know many of you right now, all of the viewers who are joining with us, feel that same stuck kind of feeling in the same storming and raging ocean, being unable to navigate ourselves and lost in this overwhelming vastness of suffering that surrounds us during the pralaya, the great deluge. Our loved ones are dying due to the pandemic, our homes are being destroyed due to natural disasters, and social institutions are crumbling, not available to serve us as they once used to. And literally the whole humanity is in a desperate and dire need of hope. It's time that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, out of It's at this time that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had started having taken the spiritual responsibility of this superconscious breakthrough and giving the whole humanity the darshan of Devi Parashakti, the cosmic mother, and guiding and healing the whole world as literally the boat that sails us through this pralaya, the cosmic deluge. And Devi Parashakti is herself manifesting through the Nijavatara and answering each of our prayers, granting us boons, healing us, manifesting miracles, removing all of our pain and suffering. And Devi is not just attended to us individually, but also humanity at large. And Devi Parashakti has guided the whole humanity in the form of revelations of profound sacred secrets of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, showing us the future regarding global issues, the COVID pandemic, natural disasters such as fires and floods, and even twisted human conspiracies and underground wars, which have not yet surfaced to the common knowledge as yet. In this segment, we will be elaborating on the statistical, scientific, and scriptural references of each sacred revelation, which has manifested precisely as the same guidance emerged from Devi Parashakti, for us to imbibe deeply and start following as Devi Parashakti continues to protect us until this storm ends and we safely harbor at the shores of our consciousness. Now, we'll be understanding the revelations that Devi Parashakti had guided each and every one of us with on the rise of the sea levels. She had literally made this revelation on the 19th of May, 2021. That's this year, just a few months back. So now let us watch this revelation.
ஓம் ஆண்ட்ரியாஸ்கல் மூன்றாம் உலகப் போரிலிருந்து தப்பிக்க எந்நாடு பாதுகாப்பென்று கேட்கின்றாய், கேட்டுக்கொள் சொல்வதை எல்லாம். மத்திய கிழக்கிலே போர், இந்தியாவில் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்று மற்றும் கடல் உயர் எழும்பல் எனும் மூன்றில் இருந்தும் காவல் கைலாசம் ஒன்றே. வாழ்விற்கு அதுவே நன்றே. முடிந்தால் வந்து சேர்ந்திடு. ஓம் ஓம்.
So here, Devi Parashakti revealed, you are asking which country is safe to escape from the Third World War. And Devi Parashakti answered, listen to every war in the Middle East, deadly corona in India, and rising sea levels. Protection from all three is one and only in Kailasa. Only it is good for life. If possible, come and reach. And she concludes, Om, Om, Om. On the 19th of May, 2021, while answering the prayer of one of the devotees, Devi Parashakti, manifesting through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, warned about the sea levels rising and the cascading effects of climate change crisis on humanity. And of course, exactly as Devi revealed, the very next day, on the 20th of May, 2020, icebergs broke, which was 70 times the size of Manhattan, and literally it posed a huge threat to humanity, causing the sea levels to drastically rise. And we can see now a couple of the articles and the various different news clippings of what exactly happened on that day. We can go on to the next slide. So here you can see a news article from ABC News, where it says the world's largest iceberg just broke off the Antarctic ice shelf. And this was from the 20th of May, 2021. And as you can see, the date and the title of the article are highlighted here as well. The next slide, please. And we also have the sea level rising here in a graph. You can see the global sea level rising and how it's also projected to rise. There's several different articles that also are going along with this. Sorry, if you can go back, sorry. It says here that even under the most modest scenarios, scientists expect that sea level rise is to affect Earth's coastline significantly in the coming centuries. That there is a drastic change going on. An article from NASA this time saying that sea levels will rise 1 to 8 feet by 2100. Yes, and it says that in this article, it says that sea levels since 1880 in some ocean basins and sea levels has risen as much as 6 to 8 inches or 15 to 20 centimeters since the start of the satellite record in 1993. This is the article from the NASA record. And it's also, we have evidence that in the United States, almost 40% of the population lives in a relatively high population density coastal areas. Globally, 8 of the world's largest, the 10 largest cities are near a coast, according to the UN Atlas of the Ocean. And there's another article here. It says about the nuisance flooding, which is 300 to 900% more frequent than it was 50 years ago. And it says that higher background water levels mean that deadly and destructive storm surges, such as those associated with the Hurricane Katrina, Superstorm Sandy, and Hurricane Michael, push further inland and than they once did. Higher sea levels also mean more frequent high tide flooding and sometimes called nuisance flooding. And here it's talking about what's the cause of sea level rising. And many of us are knowing, and many of us are ardently following as well, the situation, the global issue being addressed by several international organizations, by nations at large, about global warming. Global warming is causing the global mean sea level to rise in 2 ways. First, the glaciers and the ice sheets worldwide are melting and adding water to the ocean. And the second, the volume of the ocean is expanding as the water warms. A third, much smaller contributor to the sea level rising is the decline in the amount of liquid water on land, the aquifers and the lakes, as well as the reservoirs, rivers, and moisture. The shift of liquid water from land to ocean pumping. And we see that the pace of global sea level rise from 1.4 millimeters per year throughout most of the 20th century to 3.6 millimeters per year from 2006 to 2015. Just in the last, let's say, 9 years, there was literally a double increase, then more than a century of the sea level rising. So that just shows a really drastic change just in a 9-year span. And on August 2021, just this month, the UN published a warning of worsening global warming and rising sea levels as well. It's a really, really serious situation now that the UN has issued a code red warning as well. And here's a little bit more information about that. From the UN, it says some harm from climate change, dwindling ice sheets, rising sea levels, and changes in the ocean as they lose oxygen and become more acidic is centuries to millennia. The world is locked in to 15 to 30 centimeters of sea level rise by mid-century. And even if we significantly curb emissions in the coming decades, more than a third of the world's remaining glaciers will melt before the year 2100. When it comes to sea ice, 95% of the oldest and thickest ice in the Arctic is already gone. And we have another article here that shows the cascading effects of sea level rising. This is from CNN, where it says more than 150 people are still missing in the German floods, unlikely to be found is what officials are fearing. And again, this is exactly what Devi Parashakti had revealed to us in May of this year. Later on, the UN had given us a code red, warned all the citizens and trying to do their due responsibility, but Devi Parashakti had warned us months ahead that this was going to be a really, really serious issue. As you can see here from the Science journal, where it says, where it's giving us an article on Europe's deadly floods, which leaves scientists stunned, and another article where it says the climate crisis made deadly German floods up to 9 times more likely. And let's now understand from the avatar himself a part of the solution of this tragic issue that's ongoing across the world on how we can implement nonviolence, practice nonviolence, and heal the Mother Earth.
The human beings have become so distanced from the real life, are ready to explore things. We become so far away from, at least I can tell you from my experience, village boy. When I was 5 or 6, I opened all the alarm clocks in my house and I'll set it back, put it back. I don't see all that in the modern day kids. It's all about that stupid cell phone. Involvement with the reality has drastically reduced. Our whole life is nothing but the screen. Whether your love, your relationships, even your sex, everything is limited to that screen. Am I right? Almost. No, almost. Everything has been reduced to that screen. Involvement with the reality has drastically come down. It is so unfortunate, especially the food, the plastic food dumped into your system. See, all the things which you eat, none of them have life. They are all not grown from life. My guru used to tell, please walk without chappal or covering your feet. Whatever grows in that land, eat, because Mother Earth records when you walk without shoes what all the ingredients are missing in your body. She records what you need for your body, nutrients or vitamins, whatever. Whatever is missing in your body, she produces in that food which grows in that land. And eat that and live. It is too mind-boggling concept. I tell you, only after I started doing it, I realized you don't need any external medicine if you know to live with the nature. Mother Earth, Bhumata, walk on the earth without shoes. In that land, what grows will supply exactly what you need for your body. Looks too difficult to believe. But after I started doing that, I realized it. Your body does not need any other medicine, anything else. Actually, maybe 2 years before, due to these continuous classes, day and night, and in the night time, the web-based programs for the outside India, all these, my whole eating habits have gone chaos, and no question of rest. It became like a too much on the system. So I had some stomach issues. I remembered my guru telling this, walk on the earth and what grows eat. So I started walking without chappal for a few days. Suddenly I saw in my courtyard a new plant coming up. No seed, nothing, just coming up. I was wondering what is going on. How come suddenly, between the rocks, new plant coming up. And one of the devotee Ayurvedic doctor, he said, Swamiji, if you can get this plant and add it in your food, your stomach will be completely healed. I said, where to get? When he walked into the courtyard, he said, this is the plant. This is the plant. And throughout the campus we searched, we did not find another one. Nobody knows from where the seed has come, from where the plant has come. Understand, it is not that just for me miraculously nature is doing. It is the nature's life. I was ready to play with it, so she showed the miracles to me. Anybody willing to play with her, she shows her miracles to you. Nature is miraculous. If you are ready to play, she shows it. She demonstrates her love, her care. If we go back to the food with life, our life also will start more interacting, more alive, more vibrant, more overflowing.
Yes, this beautiful solution was given to us by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism back in 2017. Now, let us understand more from the grand narrative of Hinduism on ahimsa, non-violence, and how that will be a solution for the world's global crises as well.
We often believe that exacting revenge is a form of emotional release and that getting retribution will help us feel better. Especially this modern day cinema, entertainment industry, cult brainwashes you. The act of revenge as a way of gaining closure after a wrong is done. No! I tell you the truth, revenge has the opposite effect. Revenge is like a korangu surinjikra mari, ari padangadu. Tamil, they say that monkey feeling itching and scratching itself is never going to settle down. Till that monkey dies, it will not settle down because it will create a wound and it will not keep quiet with that wound. That same wound it will scratch more and more. And it will be more infection. Finally the monkey will die. Orangu sorinjikitadum nama violence la vidaradum onnu. Understand? Mass media cult, entertainment industry, TV and cinema cult is brainwashing you, telling that revenge is heroism, violence is heroism. No, it is not. Non-violence is heroism. I tell you, in every level, non-violence as a strategy. Because you see, non-violence makes you realize more and more oneness. It strengthens the oneness. Oneness strengthens the non-violence and non-violence strengthens the oneness. You need to understand the context. Only then you will understand how this non-violence can be a successful strategy. If you miss one or two components and do it out of wrong context, it will become a mess. It will become a laziness and non-involvement. Laziness and non-involvement is not non-violence. Don't use non-violence brand and tag to justify your non-involvement and laziness. No. That's what Arjuna was trying to do in the Arjuna Vishada Yoga. He was telling Krishna, oh, why should I kill people? Why should I kill people? Let me go away and become a sannyasi. Oh, Dubukku, this fellow, when he went to do tapas in the forest also, he got married to a girl. Every time this fellow goes for tapas, whether he brings boons or not, he brings girls. Alright, no disrespect to Arjuna, he is incarnation of Narayana. So no disrespect to Arjuna. Non-violence should not be misconstrued or should not be used to portray your non-involvement and laziness, tiredness and boredom. Hinduism is actively enriched. World will become great place. Not only we are a non-violent tradition, we believe in consciousness. We have the science of consciousness, raising the quality of the humanity. We believe in it, we spread it, we live it. We be, live, believe. All understand. Non-violence need to be actively lived, be lived, believed, and actively enriched. Actively enriched. All I wanted all of you to know what Hindus miss, Sri Kailasa should do. Do Tyaga, to tell the world actively, enrich the world actively about Hinduism. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha. Ahimsa is the highest value as per Hinduism. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha. That is the grand narrative of Hinduism. Non-violence is the grand narrative of Hinduism. We need to tell that grand narrative to the whole world. Actively. Actively we need to tell that grand narrative to the whole world. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha. Tyaga. Non-violence. Unclutching. All these are not inactive, tamasic, inertia, lazy, tired, bored, withdrawn lifestyle. Non-violence means not only you will be non-violent, ahimsa, established in ahimsa,
You will actively practice ahimsa and enrich everyone to live ahimsa. You will create an ecosystem where ahimsa can be practiced with integrity. Understand? All the infrastructures needed to keep the non-violence ahimsa alive. Media is the non-violent way of reaching out to people and telling the real truths and facts. Like media, education mechanisms, everything should be actively filled with the truths, ideas about non-violence, Yaga, spiritual strength, powerful cognitions, all these great truths. Listen. Again and again and again. Many are trying to harass me through the social media and all other way, saying that, oh, you are teaching constantly non-violence, ahimsa, peace. Don't you see you are making Hindus weaker and weaker? Understand? If Hindus listen to what I am saying sincerely, they will understand I am trying to make stronger. Understand? Strength is intelligent way of existing.
As the Supreme Concept of Hinduism revealed, ahimsa is the grand narrative of Hinduism. It is the underlying thought current of Hinduism and what has made Hindus so strong. And only when we have this nonviolence, will we have that oneness with Mother Nature, will we be able to heal Bhumata. And scientists have already shown that the effects of global warming and climate change, the effects of the damage that we have done to Bhumata cannot be reversed through regular means. It is only through the guidance of an avatar and the principle of nonviolence, of having that oneness with Mother Earth, that we can heal Mother Earth and reverse the damage that has already been done. And for the last 26 years, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been continuously guiding people, enriching people, and making them experience that oneness, and has been doing tremendous work in the field of environment and sustainability through the Sri Kailasa United Nations for Environment. So if you would like to learn more about this, you can go to kailasa.org and learn more about what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been teaching. Through giving individual conscious breakthroughs, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been giving humanity breakthroughs, has been giving the world breakthroughs, and has been healing Mother Earth. And it's only through this principle can we really reverse the damage that we've already done. So if you would like to learn more, you can visit kailasa.org. And if you would like to become an e-citizen and avail all of the benefits of the various teachings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and have the direct guidance and blessings of the Hinduism, you can sign up at kailasa.org and receive all of the benefits of Hinduism, all of the opportunities that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has opened up for e-citizens. And with this, we will be concluding this portion of the program, and we'll be entering into the next segment. As we've seen, Devi has been continuously manifesting. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been continuously manifesting Devi Parashakti just for the sake of healing humanity, for the sake of guiding humanity through this pralaya. Yes, actually, Ma, if we can open the other offerings slide. Another slide set on offering. So, as I was saying, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been continuously manifesting Devi Parashakti just for the sake of healing humanity, of blessing humanity and guiding them through this pralaya. It is only through the guidance of an avatar can we receive the
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Sorry for the technical glitch. Welcome back, dear viewers. So, as I was saying, we will be entering into this segment where we can understand how we can connect more deeply with Devi Parashakti. The supreme concept of Hinduism over the last several months has been continuously manifesting Devi Parashakti just for the sake of healing and blessing every single being, to attend to the prayers of every devotee and to guide them through this pralaya. And if you are just overflowing with gratitude and want to offer your love, your devotion, then stay tuned for this segment where we will understand how we can connect with Devi Parashakti more deeply. Devi Parashakti is both the masculine and feminine. Both consciousness have to be expressed equally by every human being to be enlightened. Until enlightenment, only the masculine dimension expresses more than the feminine dimension, irrespective of whether they're male or female physical body. And every being has to complete with 5 dimensions to achieve enlightenment. The Pitrus or the ancestors, the Kula Devatas or the family deities, and the parents who have brought us out, we have their very DNA, and nature, of course, and finally Guru himself, who will ultimately be giving you enlightenment itself. And completions are life negative and adharmic cognitions, and in the 5 dimensions lead to misconstrued karana and karya, the cause and effect. And this further leads to suffering and pain and calamities in individuals in personal and collective and global issues. And being sensitive is being aware in gratitude to life. Everything from the air that we breathe to the place that we sit, the energy that you feel it exists, energy to celebrate you exists. Having that gratitude, the sensitivity to life will bring so much of auspiciousness to you. There are 43 energies that constitute our human body. When all 43 are integrated, Dharma, you become enlightened. Dharma, the cosmic motherly completion and sensitivity from the level of the Panchabhutas, is the core principle of the cosmos. And awakening the sacred feminine is key to enlightenment. When awakened, man expresses the sacred feminine consciousness. He becomes a great, revered leader. When awakened, woman expresses sacred feminine consciousness. She becomes Devi, cosmic mother expressing powers. So as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been continuously revealing, conscious sovereignty is the key to awaken the sacred feminine consciousness. And out of millions of paths, the easiest, sweetest, and most beautiful path to enlightenment is connecting with the cosmos as mother, Devi Parashakti, the cosmic feminine consciousness. And when your guru himself is manifesting Devi Parashakti, it makes the experience that much more sweet. She is the one who expresses as guru as all of the gods and all the manifestations in the universe. She can straight away deliver enlightenment by connecting through the cosmic umbilical cord. An offering is not to benefit the divine, but to close the gap that we have with the divine consciousness. When we achieve completion with Divine Mother, her infinite powers, with her sweet grace, starts nourishing all dimensions of our lives through the cosmic umbilical cord. There is nothing too small or too big that you can offer to connect with the Divine Mother. It has to be from a space of love, of a child looking at a mother and handing her what it has to share with her out of deep love and gratitude. It can be a cup of milk, a flower. It can be even a precious jewel to adorn her smiling face or her beautiful hair. The Vedic rishis have clearly stated the techniques to connect with the sacred feminine consciousness, to awaken some qualities in us, Shiva through oneness. But with the divine cosmic mother, it is only by worshiping her feet with true devotion. Mother worship is the most non-violent, most peace-centered path, most healing, most soothing and sweetest path to enlightenment among all the traditions on planet Earth. And worshiping includes contemplating, meditating through sacred offerings of mantras and oblations at her feet. As we stated, mother worship is the most non-violent and peace-centered path. If we can continue to the next slide, please. So why divine feminine? It's because she is the ultimate. She is the ultimate consciousness that we can all connect with so easily. And the pramana for this state, I walk as the 11 Rudras, I walk as the Vasus, I walk as Vishnu and other Adityas, and all divine forms, the Visvadevas, assuming of the form of the inner self of all the gods, hold aloft Mitra and Varuna, even as Indra and Agni I do, and the Ashwini twins do. This is from the Rig Veda. And Ekadasha Rudras, Maharudra, Ashtavasus, Vadasha Adityas, Vishve Devatas, all of them are my retinue. I move around in my various forms with them as my retinue. I protect all of them, including Mitra, Varuna, Indra, Agni, the Ashwini Devatas. Devi declares herself as the inner self of all the gods, the divine energies. She is all pervading and all permeating. So when we learn how to connect with Devi Parashakti, when we experience that divine feminine, when we are able to open that, we can do that through the various offerings to Devi Parashakti. When we offer this, we are opening ourselves up to receive the energy of Devi Parashakti, to experience that sacred feminine consciousness in our being. So the first offering is the E-Hundi offering, and this is just a general contribution. You can contribute as much or as little as you would like. It can be even $1. And this is a offering that all of us are familiar with. When we go to any temple, we just drop $1 or $2 in the hundi, just to say thank you and I love you to the divine for just a little offering of gratitude for the happening of the divine in our lives. We just offer $1 or $2, and every time we go to the temple, we do this. And now that we are stuck at home in quarantine, Kailasa has made this opportunity, this experience available to you online through the E-Hundi offering. You can offer your love, your devotion, your gratitude with this simple donation. And it is stated that Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion. She removes all fears. So when you make this offering out of your true devotion to Devi Parashakti, you will certainly be blessed with the removal of all fears in your life. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn. And here it is not talking about the autumn, the season, but rather the autumn of our lives, when our thoughts turn more and more inward, when the role of the divine becomes more prominent, more vital in our lives, and the need for Devi Parashakti becomes much more strong. And Devi is described as the one who bestows happiness on her devotees. Sorry, we can go back. Is the one who just bestows happiness on all of her devotees. So you can offer this E-Hundi offering, this general contribution, and out of your gratitude and devotion to Devi Parashakti. And when you offer this, your name will be chanted during the puja to Devi Parashakti, and you will receive all of the blessings and auspiciousness from Devi herself. And the next offering is, and the Sankalpa is something that we're all familiar with before we start any endeavor in our lives, before we enter into any new stage of our lives. We want to make sure that we set the conscious resolution, the Sankalpa, for auspiciousness to happen in our lives. So when you offer this Sankalpa chanting for any endeavor or anything that you want, any conscious resolution that you want to make, you are receiving all of the energy and blessings of the Cosmic Mother for your conscious resolution to happen. She will just pour all of her energy to ensure that whatever you want to manifest in your life happens. And it is described in the Saundarya Lahari. Let the mantras I chant with the sacrifice in my soul become chanting of your name. Let all my movements become auspicious mudras. Let my travel become the perambulation around thee. Let the act of eating and drinking become the offerings, oblations in Homa and Yajna to thee. Let my act of sleeping become salutation to you, and let all the actions of pleasure of mine become part of your worship. So when you offer this, you will receive all the blessings, both asked and unasked, remembered and forgotten, that you wish to manifest by the grace and love of Devi Parashakti herself. The next offering is the Sahasranama Svarana Kasu, and this is the golden coin with the various names of Devi Parashakti on them. And each name of Devi Parashakti describes one aspect, one quality of Devi, whether it's her overflowing compassion, her divine knowledge, her beauty, whatever aspect that you may connect with and which you want to manifest in your life. By making this offering, you will manifest all of the Ananta Kalyana Gunas, all of the various divine, feminine, conscious attributes of Devi Parashakti. And you can offer this in any size that you would like. There is the $75 size, the $150 size, and the $251 size. So you can offer as many as you would like and receive the blessing to manifest all the various qualities and attributes of Devi Parashakti. The next offering is the Mukta Anguti, the nose ring made for Devi Parashakti. And it's described, let the goddess who brings good fortune, who is served by Devendra, who is praised by by the Devas, troubled by the Asuras, who is praised and remembered as devotion to her solves all, who is the source of all good in the world. Let that goddess destroy all obstacles. So when you offer this Mukta Anguti, you will receive the blessings for protection from all dangers and fears in your life. Devi is the one who brings all good fortune, and all the Devatas and Devas are worshipping Devi Parashakti to remove all their troubles from any asura. So when you offer this Mukta Anguti, you will also receive the protection from all dangers and fears in your life. And again, you can offer this in various sizes. The next offering is the Swarna Padma Pushpa, which is the golden lotus. And Devi is the one who bestows accomplishments and intellect, who showers worldly property, and Devi, who powers the subtle mantra of the cosmos. I bow down to you, Devi Mahalakshmi. So Devi is known to bring all auspiciousness, all goodness, all prosperity and abundance in our lives. And when we offer this Swarna Padma Pushpa, the golden lotus, which has so much of great significance in Hinduism, the lotus is found in many, many aspects of Hinduism. The Shakti of Paramashiva is considered a lotus. The base of the Paramashivlinga is considered a lotus. And the disciple of Paramashiva is considered a lotus ready to bloom. So when you offer this Swarna Padma Pushpa, you will receive the blessing for attracting all the positive relationships and in your personal life and in your business life as well. And the next offering is the Swarnamaki, which is the golden toe ring. And it's described about Devi's feet in the Saundarya Lahari. Lord Brahma, the creator of your, selects a dust from your feet and creates this world. The great Adishesha, with his thousands of heads, somehow carries a dust of your feet with great effort. And the great Lord Rudra takes it and powders it nicely and uses it as the holy ash. The very feet dust of Devi Parashakti are worshipped by all of the gods and goddesses. And the feet dust is just enough to create the entire cosmos itself. With that, Lord Brahma creates the entire universe. And so you can understand the auspiciousness, the grace, and the greatness of Devi Parashakti's feet. So when you offer this Varnameti, the golden toe ring, to the feet of Devi Parashakti, you will receive all of the auspiciousness showered upon your life and all of the protection of Devi Parashakti. And you will receive the blessings for life of leadership qualities by offering worship to the divine lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. And even by worshiping a tiny grain of dust from her feet, you can achieve this. So the meti is the gold toe ring to worship the divine feet by adorning Devi's divine lotus feet with this golden toe ring. And the next offering is the golden hairline jewelry. And Devi is described. She who makes this nectar flow from the Sahasrara, the crown center, to the Anya, the third eyebrow center, and permeates through all the 72,000 nadis and gives us the ultimate experience of the cosmos. So when you offer this, you will receive the blessing to live an enlightened lifestyle. Your Sahasrara will literally overflow with bliss and permeate to all of your 72,000 nadis and give you the ultimate experience of enlightenment. The next offering is the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, which is the most favorite offering of all the devotees and disciples of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism. And when you have your own Guru manifesting Devi Parashakti herself, the cosmic mother herself, is the most sweetest offering you can make. And it is described that Adi Shankaracharya describes, my repute has traveled in all the directions through my philanthropy and prowess. All the things of this world are in my hands as rewards for my virtues. Yet if one's mind is not contented, is not centered upon the lotus feet of the Guru, what then? What then? What then? So it is only the lotus feet of the Guru that can give us the fulfillment in our lives. When we worship and offer our gratitude, our love to the Guru's feet, we will receive all of the fulfillment of all of our lives. And when your Guru, your own Swamiji, is manifesting Devi Parashakti, the most sweetest, most blessed way to connect with the cosmos, you will receive the most auspicious things in your life through this offering. And Devi is Guru, the feminine consciousness, the one beyond the idea of male and female, and the most auspicious offering to Guru. And the dimension of the cosmic mother is the offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And when you offer this, you will be blessed with the fulfillment of all your wishes, all dimensions of your life, and ultimately give you the guidance to the most sweetest path to enlightenment. And the next offering is the Vastra Seva, which is the offering of cloth clothes to Devi Parashakti in the form of Guru himself. And this, you do this during the Pratiksha Pada Puja, and it bestows the most sweetest path and protection from all obstacles and fears in your life when you offer the Vastra Seva to Devi Parashakti, manifesting through your very own Guru. And here are the various offerings that you can make. The Ihundi offering, which can be any amount that you like, and it's very simple contribution, a donation that you can make. The Sankalpa chanting, the Devi Sahasranama Svarna Kasu, and the Mukta Anguti, the Svarna Padma Pushpa, the golden lotus, the Svarna Meti, the golden toe ring, the Mantika, the gold hairline jewelry, and the Pratiksha Pada Puja, the offering to the divine lotus feet of your Guru, manifesting Devi Parashakti herself, and the Vastra Seva, the offering of clothes to the Devi Parashakti, manifesting your Guru, manifesting Devi Parashakti. So let us understand how we can make these offerings. You can visit gateway.nithyanandeshwarahindutemple.org, and the link here is projected. So it's gateway.nithyanandeshwarahindutemple.org/NHTLA/product/Parashakti Bhava Swami Darshan donation. So let us go to that link, and we can see that in the next slide. So yes, when you go to that link, you will see this page, and you can select any of your offerings that you would like, whether it's the Pratiksha Pada Puja or the Swarna Padma Pushpa. Whatever you would like, you can select that offering, and you can make as many offerings as you like. You can go to the next slide, please. So we'll see a drop-down menu, and you can select whichever offering that you would like to make. And you can select as many of these offerings as you would like to make. If you would like to offer a Swarna Padma Pushpa on behalf of yourself and your brother, you can select two, and you can add that to your cart, and you can proceed to the checkout. And this is a very simple checkout process, like you would for any other online payment. You just fill out all of your billing details. And as many of you are very familiar with online shopping now, it's a very simple process. Once you've filled out all of your billing details, you can proceed on, and you can complete your transaction, and you will have made your offering. And once you have made that offering, you can fill out the Sankalpa chanting form. That is tiny.cc/Sankalpa chanting. And that once you've done that, you will have completed your offering. And if you would like to join as a member of the Kailasa community, you can go ahead on YouTube to Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda page, and you can join as a member, and you can become an e-Kailashian, and you will have various benefits when you choose to become an e-Kailashian. So you can become, there are various levels, whether the bronze, silver, gold, platinum, or premium. You can choose whatever you would like, and you will have the various benefits of doing this, and you will have access to content specifically for you, and you will have access to the YouTube live chat during the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, where you can ask your questions directly to Devi as she is manifesting live through the Supreme Concept of Hinduism. And it is a very simple process. You can select whether you want to offer through credit card or debit card or through PayPal. And you can go through and complete your offering, and you can become an e-Kailashian and receive all of the benefits of becoming an e-Kailashian. And then again, you can visit gateway.nithyanandeshwarahindutemple.org if you would like to make any offering. And you can also, during the live sessions, you can offer your love and your gratitude through the YouTube super chat. So it is a very simple process to make this offering. You can just select how much ever you would like to make, how much ever you would like to offer. And you can choose that amount and make the offering directly in the YouTube chat. So if I could request the volunteer to go to YouTube, and we can see how we can make the donation through the YouTube super chat and super sticker option. So this is a very simple process, and anyone can do this at any time who would like during the live program. So you can see here, you can see the YouTube chat, and you can go ahead and select that you want to make a contribution here. Scroll down a little bit. Yep. So you can select the button that is being highlighted there, and you can write whatever message that you would like and offer how much ever it is you like. So you have the super chat and the super sticker option. So you can choose whichever one you would like. The super chat, you can, or the super sticker, you can offer how much ever you would like. So you can go ahead and select the super sticker option. Yes, and when you choose a super sticker option, you will be shown various stickers for various prices, and you can choose whichever one you would like, and you can just offer that. It's a simple way to offer your love, your gratitude, and your devotion to Devi Parashakti for happening in your life. So with this, we will be concluding this portion of the segment, and we'll be entering into the next segment where we will learn some of the various activities that are going on in Adi Kailasha Satyajita. As many of you know, Devi Parashakti has been continuously guiding us, warning us, and reminding us that our only priority for this year is to keep ourselves alive. That is the only profit that we can have this year. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, out of his deepest compassion for each being, has opened up all of the Kailasas in India for the sake of protecting your life, for the sake of multi-layer quarantine. All the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has opened up all of the Kailasas as COVID care centers in India, and has allowed any being in India to come and quarantine there with multi-layer quarantine and all of the protection of the avatar himself. And it is not just the quarantine that the Supreme Pontiff is fighting for every resident, but every aspect of your life is completely secured, whether it is food. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been providing free organic sattvic food for every meal during this quarantine, and free internet services for everyone who wants to work from home. You do not need to compromise on your livelihood just to protect your life. You can work from home directly from one of the Kailasas, and you also have the opportunity for the free printing services, which are also being provided for all of the residents there. And you can also have all of the protection through the various Ayurvedic and Siddha supplements you have. So all of the paths of healing in the Adi Kailasha Satyajita, whether it is Ayurveda, Siddha, homeopathy, naturopathy, allopathy, all are available for every resident there to provide all of the basic care and needs that they might have, as well as all of the immune boosting supplements that are needed during this time. And finally, we will have, of course, the beautiful ecosystem that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been providing for each of us in the Adi Kailasha Satyajita. And you will have the opportunity to partake in all of the various activities, whether it's yoga or all the temple activities. There are various classes that are being provided for all of the residents and Kailashins there. So you can ensure that you are continuously staying in this high space, not being brought down by all of the suffering and destruction that is going on during this pralaya. You will continuously be able to radiate the space of enlightenment and continuously experience that high state. So with this, concluding this and be moving into the next portion of the program after a very short break.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithya Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
Nithyananda. So, in today's session of AK segment, we're going to see about the contributions from the Department of Food and Agriculture and how it has benefited the COVID care participants in maintaining their well-being. COVID-19 is creating a hunger catastrophe in India. The pandemic had led to increase in global food insecurity, affecting vulnerable households in almost every country. It has exacerbated existing inequalities, pushing millions of people into the vicious cycles of economic stagnation, loss of livelihood, and worsening food insecurity. The World Bank estimates that 71 million people will be pushed into extreme poverty across the globe as a result of pandemic. The World Food Program estimates that an additional 100 million people could fall into the category of food insecurity over and about 820 million people who were classified by such by the 2019 State of Food Insecurity in the World Report. You can see here how exaggerating hunger projections are there and how it has increased at least threefolds from 2010 to 2021 over a period of 10 years, when the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals is to reduce the food insecurity issues, but over last 10 years, it has exponentially increased. More than 50 million people have experienced food insecurity during the pandemic, up from 30 million in 2019. According to Feeding America's non-profit, the nation's largest domestic hunger relief organization. The child malnutrition and hunger skyrocket in Haiti as COVID-19 infections spike. At least 86,000 children are at risk of developing severe acute child malnutrition this year in Haiti, according to the sources connected to United Nations. Children's Fund. The number of children projected to suffer from starvation this year has doubled as the impoverished nation continues to grapple with extraordinary political and social crises exacerbated by the pandemic. The refugees are paying the highest price in COVID-19 pandemic. Vulnerable groups such as refugees are paying the highest price in COVID-19 pandemic. We are seeing alarming trends that show many refugees around the world are able to pay for food or rent and are struggling to access the healthcare and education. Price hikes in local market and further displacement caused by the campfires have pushed many families further into food insecurity. During April and May, around 30,000 refugees in Cox's Bazar camps raised questions and concerns, with 63% of them seeking services, including urgent food relief and shelter. Just over one-third, 37% of them requested health or medical care. The number of people teetering on the brink of famine has risen from 34 million projected at the beginning of the year to 41 million projected as of June. He said, without immediate emergency food assistance, they too face starvation, as the slightest shock will push them over the cliff into famine conditions. The World Bank released an analysis of the rising food insecurity rates in response to COVID-19 pandemic. The report released on May 20th, 2021 stated that COVID-19 impacts have led to severe and world-spread increases in global food insecurity, affecting vulnerable households in almost every country, with impacts expected to continue through 2021 and into 2022. It also states that global food prices increased significantly by 38% since January 2020. $155 million people are caught up in food crises of varying severity. 100,000 people in Burkina Faso, South Sudan, and Yemen are at most risk. 10 countries account to 2/3 of those facing acute hunger. The resilience of agri-food systems is being eroded by conflict, insecurity, and environmental trends. The developmental, economic, social, and medical impacts of malnutrition and famine have a critical impact on the individual, familial, community, national, ultimately on the global level. With the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic triggering an alarming spike in food insecurity, the United Nations have given warnings of famine of biblical proportions. In 2020 alone, 690 million people were estimated to be pushed into food insecurity. The access and availability to organic food has become of utmost importance. The importance of agriculture in the economy, impacts from COVID-19. The COVID-19 induced lockdown in India was a huge economic shock. It installed the economy with complete closure imposed on enterprises across all sectors. Even though agricultural activities were exempted in the initial phases of lockdown, the agricultural value chain also faced large-scale disruption. This had a serious detrimental effect on the rural Indian economy. The coronavirus pandemic has also triggered a massive reverse migration from the urban to rural areas in large parts of the country. So, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness Swamiji, has opened the doors of Kailasa, de facto spiritual embassy, to one and all for you to experience life with abundance. These de facto spiritual embassies are guided and personally micromanaged by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who foreseen this food insecurity issues that the world is going to face because of pandemic. And owing to that, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has ensured that these spiritual de facto embassies are enabled with enormous food banks, the groceries and food for the next 3 years for all of the residential ashramites, and also to the COVID care participants is being secured, protected, and enabled in these de facto spiritual embassies. So when the world is fighting the threefold increase of food insecurity issues as declared by the United Nations on one hand, on the other hand, we have the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who has foreseen these issues ahead of time and enabled these de facto spiritual embassies with enough number of food banks. So here is an opportunity for you to be part of this enlightenment ecosystem that is being built, developed, and spread by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to one and all. So you can register through the link below, kailasa.org/Kailasa Care. KAILASA.org/KAILASACARE. Let's take few minutes for us to register through the link kailasa.org/kailasacare. You become what you eat. What you eat contributes to what you think. What you think contributes to what you cognize. What you cognize contributes to who you are. So, what you eat directly affects who you are. And that is why I am making the statement you become what you eat. What is in your plate matters because that is going to become you. Violence-based food and life-negative, chemical-based toxic food both harm the system equally. Organic vegetarian food is not just for health. It gives you an inner space, physical system, and psychological flow to develop highest psychology. To develop highest psychology, not only your physical system, even your physiological flow needs to cooperate. Your brain is constructed for all of these higher things. When you don't explore the higher things, you are bound to feed the lower things and keep your brain engaged for survival. Explore the highest dimensions of consciousness. You will be forced yourself into drugs and try to explore the hallucination, imagination, illusory dimensions of universe. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has empowered millions of people into the lifestyle of vegetarianism. Now let us look into the science behind this vegetarianism. The human body is naturally designed for vegetarianism. The inner mechanisms like seeing, thinking, words, everything is designed to function with vegetarian food. It is like having a generator which can handle only 220 volts current, or a UPS which can handle only 220 volts current. But it is given 20,000 volts current. What will happen? It will get fused. The food without anxiety, fear, depression, biomemories, if they are consumed by a person, the energy with which they think, the energy with which they utter words, the energy with which they act, the energy with which they feel, everything will be aligned to the natural source of energy. It will be aligned to nature, which is the inner potential energy. Now, let us look into the contributions from Kailasa's Annalaya, the organic vegetarian sattvic meal for one and all to eliminate hunger. Now, let us see the food policy revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, where he revealed that food and education will be free in Kailasa.
शुद्ध पानी के चक्कर में होता है। One company RO service, 100% purity और सही दाम की surety.
Will share the video where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revealing the food and education policy at Kailasa, which is, yeah, just hold on.
Paramashiva declares food has to be completely freely available for the whole nation. So we are going to follow the same procedure. Food, knowledge. See, not only the Guru should not charge the student. If Guru does not have money to feed the students, you see, in Hindu tradition, the student, not only you can't charge the student has to be given food, given all the things needed, and given education. Intention is worshipped in Hindu tradition. So if a child has an intention to study, he becomes a brahmachari. So from that moment, the Hindu society is responsible for giving food, shelter, education, everything needed for that brahmachari. The Guru is responsible for providing everything to a brahmachari who want to study. If Guru is not wealthy enough, he has to go for bhiksha. He is allowed to beg. And brahmacharis are also allowed to beg. You can beg, but Guru is bound to provide everything to the brahmacharis and give education. We are going to be following the same policy. Not only knowledge is free, all your survival needs during your study period also is free. And we are going to be following the same principles. My vision is to provide all these services to all the 2 billion Hindus all over the world. More than 1.2 billion born Hindus and around 800 million, 0.8 million practicing Hindus are there all over the world. So I feel my personal vision is to provide these services to all the 2 billion people all over the world. Let's see, with the grace of Paramashiva, we will be able to do it.
Your perfect home deserves a perfect bathroom.
So we are going to follow the same procedure. Food,
The Hindu food
knowledge.
policy as revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of
See,
Hinduism.
not only the Guru should
A
not
highly
charge the
effective
student.
concept for ensuring food
If Guru does
security
not
in
have
ancient Hindu nations was that of food grain banks. These were prevalent
money
until
to
the age
feed the students. You
the
see,
elderly in villages
in Hindu
would
tradition,
start the food grain
the
bank
student,
with seed capital of grains
not only
collected
you
by
can't charge the
fundraising.
student,
If any
student has to be
person met
given
with
food,
crisis such
given
as a
all the
crop
things
failure,
needed
the food
and
grain
given
bank
education.
would lend him grains in exchange for an
Intention
interest,
to
which
study
the debtor was
is
expected to return
worshipped
with a
in Hindu
principal gain
tradition.
amount during the
So
next
if a
harvest.
child has an
The food
intention to
grain
study,
bank would
he becomes a
expand its
brahmachari.
reserves of food
So
grains
from
based
that
on the
moment,
interest earned
the
and
Hindu
donations.
society
At the
is
time of severe
responsible
crisis such as
for giving
mine,
food,
the entire village
shelter,
would be able to afford
education,
these grains.
everything needed
And
for
if
the
required,
brahmachari.
all such grain loans will be
The
written off
Guru
on the
is
humanitarian grounds.
responsible for providing everything to a brahmachari who wants
One
to
such
study.
food grain bank was voluntarily created in
If Guru
2020
does not
by
have,
farmers in Bihar
if Guru is
and
not
has
wealthy
bailed
enough,
out several
he has
workers
to
who
go
were
for
forced to
bhiksha.
migrate due to lockdowns.
He is
The food
allowed to
grain
beg,
banks and their very concepts were
and
destroyed by the
brahmacharis are
British
also
colonial
allowed to
government
beg.
for
You
diverting the
can
food
beg,
resources to their war
but
efforts that resulted
Guru
in
is
massive famines
bound
and deaths due to
to provide
starvation.
everything to the brahmacharis
In
and
Hindu
give
temples,
education.
food is shared
We
for
are going to be
free as a
following the
policy. This was
same
the case in
policy.
both ancient times.
Knowledge is free. All your survival needs during your study period also is free.
Hindu food policy as revealed
And
by the
we are going
Supreme
to be
Pontiff of
following the
Hinduism.
same
In
principles.
Hindu temples, food is shared
My
for free
vision
as a
is
policy. This was the case in both the ancient times and modern times. For
to
about
provide all
27
these
years,
services
every
to
month,
all the
the
2 billion
Hindu
Hindus all over the world.
Shaivite minority
More than
community has
1.2
served more than
billion
3 million free
born
organic
Hindus
meals in religious
and
gatherings to
around
everyone
800
without
million,
discrimination
0.8
and has
million
served over 1 billion free meals
practicing
in totality.
Hindus are there all
Such
over the world.
private and public efforts are crucial to ease the threats of starvation, which
I
is
feel
estimated to hit 1 billion people worldwide.
my personal vision is to provide these services to all the
Upanishads
2 billion people
says
all
very
over the world.
beautifully, Annam
Let's
Bahu
see, with the
Suvita.
grace of
Let
Paramashiva,
us
we will be able
create
to do
and
it.
share. It is the responsibility of all the disciples and followers of Swamiji to create food and share with the world. No hungry stomach can be denied food. Let all the hungry stomachs be fulfilled with food. Kailasa's
Sadashiva
food banks offer well-planned, pure,
explains
sattvic,
this whole
organic
science
vegetarian
of
meals to every single
enlightenment
person who
and
comes to ashram. As
manifesting
per
the
glorious tradition of Vedagamic culture, free food is served
experience
throughout
and
the day to all the
powers.
visitors in the form of prasad at
Let me
every
give you the
Annamadar around
first
the world by
understanding.
Swamiji. Meals are also served in schools, colleges, and to
No
poor and
power
needy in rural areas.
is a
Mobile Annamandars
power.
serve meals
It is
in
only
mass
the
meditation camps.
confirmation of your
Thousands of
oneness
poor
with that
people,
object.
wandering
Listen.
sadhus, and devotees are served free
See, for
food at
example, if
various
you are able to
Annamandars worldwide.
stop the
All this started
wind
decades before the current
or
pandemic.
make the
So
rain
now let us
shower,
watch the video where the
it
supreme
is
pontiff of
not your
Hinduism,
power
Jagadguru
over the
Mahasanidanand, His
wind
Divine
or your
Holiness
power
Swamiji,
over the
is
rain.
sharing his vision
It is
of
your
Kailasa's
oneness
food
over
banks.
the wind. It is your oneness over the rain. Listen carefully. This truth is very important. Preliminary lesson for manifestation of power. Because if you believe, when you stop the wind,
Understand, I
it
wanted
is
to give
power
my
over
vision
the
for
wind.
Annalaya.
You will become arrogant, abusive, egoistic. If you believe, when you stop the wind, it is the oneness with the wind. You will have so much of love and friendliness with the wind.
When we feed
And the
others,
wind
let
will
us be
reveal
authentic.
deeper secrets about himself to you.
Don't put
Because
rules when you feed
friend
others.
means who are exploring
Don't
the
pamper
deeper
yourself
sides of
when you
each
feed
other
yourself.
continuously.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினி உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து ஆய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம்.
Yes. Dear viewers, sorry for the technical glitch. And what we're going to watch next is the vision on Kailasa's Annalaya by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidanand, His Divine Holiness Swamiji, who's going to share how the Kailasa's food policy is being drafted and how it benefits the whole of the humanity from this ongoing food insecurity issues as outlined by the United Nations. Let us watch this video.
Great. Understand, I wanted to give my vision for when we eat, let us be authentic. When we feed others, let us be authentic. Don't put rules when you feed others. Don't pamper yourself when you feed yourself. Understand? We do completely opposite. When we feed ourselves, we pamper. When we feed others, we put all rules. I'm giving a clear vision how I wanted Annalayas to be functioning all over the world. Upanishad says very clearly, Annam Bahuguruvita. Let us create and share. Annam Bahuguruvita. Let us create and share. It's a responsibility of all the disciples and followers of Nithyananda to create food and share with the world. Create and share. No hungry stomach can be denied food. Second, no place where there is no hunger, you can't throw food. Means you can't throw food more than your hunger. Once hunger is over, you can't dump the food inside your stomach, or you can't dump the food in the dustbin, which does not have hunger. Means no wastage. Annam bahukuruvita. Annam na nindyat tat vratam. The literal translation is, let us create and share, and let us not waste food. This is authenticity. This is the vision I give for Annalayas. Annam bahukurvita, annam na nindyat tatvratam. Let us create and share food. Let no hungry stomach be denied food. Let, instead of telling in the negative, let us put it in the positive. Let all hungry stomach being fed, and let us not waste the food by dropping it in the stomach which is not hungry, or in the dustbin, outside or inside. That is being authentic with food. I wanted all our Annalayas to have this board, which will be sent to you through email. And I also feel, just like just used the food as a way to reach out to people. Parani, just the Panchamritam reminds people. Tirupati, just the Laddu. And ISKCON has successfully done this by reaching out to people just by their restaurants. Govinda restaurants. They run almost 3,000 restaurants. Hats off to them for reaching out to the world just through their restaurant. And I request all our devotees, disciples very sincerely. Please understand, in all cities, wherever we have committed disciples, devotees, in all cities I wanted a place to be rented in the center of the city, where you will have a restaurant giving food free, and a beautiful galleria selling our books and the N Galleria products, and a library where they can sit and read, and a small meditation hall where they can meditate and go. This kind of a center should evolve in all possible cities, wherever we have temples, and even the places where we can't create temples immediately. This can be started immediately. And with authenticity, integrity, with the grace of Annapurani, I am committing, I'll fund it. Anybody who is ready to run, please create the project plan and commit authentically. I am ready to fund. I am inviting applications from all over the world, any country, any city. Any of our devotees, disciples can apply. We will start. If you are already running a temple, I request you to implement this project where people can come and have the food, sit in the meditation hall, or just read the books, buy the books, whatever they want, our products in Galleria. Just through this way, we will reach out to people. Understand? It's my passion project. All the Niraharis, the Nirahari team should start thinking about this. You should not be eating, but you should be sharing. When it comes to us, fasting is the ideal. When it comes to others, feasting is the ideal. And one great sadhu, Shantananda Saraswati, he was from Coimbatore. He made this system very successfully possible. And he was running, even now his disciples are running. Swamiji has already attained Mahasamadhi, but his disciples are running. In Singapore, they are running this, Anna Lakshmi, Singapore Center. Do you guys know that? Come on. Anyhow, I am alive, we can give. Okay? I am alive, we can give. All I wanted from you all is just lend your hand to share. And I am ready to fund. I am ready to fund. As long as I eat, I'll fund. I'll fund for this project, only then I'll eat. And I can. Annapurani's grace is there on us. We can. We can.
The Vedagamas, the source of Hindu scriptures, declares Anna Bahu Purvita, which means let us produce food in large quantities. Through the widespread distribution and promotion of free, healthy, organic food, Kailasa's global peacekeepers, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, serve such that we may achieve the food security, improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture globally. Annadan is a vision to end poverty and hunger in all its forms. Through Kailasa's Department of Agriculture, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Swamiji has committed to distribute free organic food to one and all, not just since the beginning of his public life, but from his very upbringing itself.
Kailasa's Annalaya, the free organic vegetarian sattvic meal for all, eliminating hunger. What do Kailasa's Annalaya stand for? The Hindu food policy, as we saw, explained and elaborated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, explains a highly effective concept for ensuring food security in ancient Hindu nations was that of food grain banks. These were prevalent until the 18th century. The elderly in villages would start food grain banks with a seed capital of grains collected by fundraising. If any person met with a crisis like crop failure, the food grain bank would lend him grains in exchange for an interest, and compound interest was prohibited in grain banks. So the debtor was expected to return with the principal grain amount during the next harvest. The bank would expand its reserves of food grains based on these interests earned and donations. At the time of severe crisis like famine, the entire village would be able to withdraw these grains, and if required, all such grain loans would be written off on humanitarian grounds. And one such food grain bank was voluntarily created in 2020 by farmers in Bihar and has bailed out several workers who were forced to migrate due to lockdowns. Food grain banks and their very concepts were destroyed by the British colonial government for diverting the food resources to their war efforts that resulted in massive famines and deaths due to starvation. One can see here in Bihar, the farmers form grain bank to help feed the needy. The farmers, who are the stakeholders of the grain bank, have formed a set of guidelines to operate the bank while considering the rules to be followed during the lockdown. So one can see the ancient Hindu food policy being effectively used even in today's world, and not only during normal times, but also during this pandemic crisis, which has resulted in lockdowns and a complete shutdown practically of all civilized humanity operations. The farmers seen at work here during the wheat harvesting season, here as late as April 15 of last year. The Hindu food policy further elaborates. In Hindu temples, food is shared for free as a policy. This was the case in both ancient times and in modern times. For 27 years, every month, the Hindu Adi-Shaivite minority tradition community has served more than 3 million free organic meals, vegetarian meals in religious gatherings to everyone without discrimination, and has served over 1 billion free meals in total. Such private and public efforts are crucial to ease the threats of starvation, which is estimated to hit 1 billion people worldwide. This is especially important to understand in today's corona-ridden world, where even the United Nations top sustainable development goal of zero hunger has taken a big step backward because of the pandemic. And the numbers of people below the poverty line experiencing starvation and the future projected numbers are extremely concerning. And here we can see in today's world how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is implementing that very same food policy of Hinduism as Kailasa's official policy, and which has been proven to be not only a success, but also deeply fulfilling over the years, over 2 decades of this service, right from the time when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, entered into public life. From that very day, in a massive way, the free food distribution, or Annadan, the spiritual practice of serving free food, has been conducted in all of Kailasas worldwide. In Hindu temples, food is shared for free as a policy. So one can see here the free food distribution happening across the different de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa. Through the Kailasa's Department of Agriculture, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has committed to this distribution of free organic food to everyone, not just since the beginning of his public life, but from his very upbringing itself, right from the time when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, in his early years, right from the time he happened on this planet Earth, Annadan has been a very, very integral part of his life. Kailasas and Nalayas, the food bank established all across the globe, distributes and serves free, vegetarian, organic food for people of all caste, creed, religion, race, gender, social standing. And the global services under Kailasa's Department of State, including the Red Om, provides relief work for natural and man-made calamities, working to eliminate hunger from the face of this planet. Here one can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, organizing relief efforts and free organic food distribution during the disaster relief activity when the Thane cyclone had hit the state of Puducherry in South India. Right from the early years when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had just about entered his public life, as early as November of 2002, as these pictures show the early days of Kailasa's spiritual mission, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is offering Annadan for providing a free organic vegetarian meal on Kartikai Deepam, the auspicious occasion which is celebrated in the temple city of Tiruvannamalai. And then going further, every year, the number of free meals, the number of people served, the number of de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasas serving free food worldwide has been increasing at an extremely accelerated rate. One can see here in 2005, the Arogya Yoga Health Workshop in Tamil Nadu, India, and we can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism directly himself serving this free food. And 2007, just a couple of years later, one can see a jam-packed auditorium of meditation program participants, the people who had come to experience the Nithyananda Spurana workshop, being served the free organic vegetarian food by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself. 2009 in Adi Kailasa Bidadi, and 2011 at the Nithyananda Annalaya inauguration in the temple town of Tiruvannamalai and the hometown of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. In 2012, in the state of Puducherry, when the Thane cyclone hit, the people of Puducherry, literally Kailasa, working day and night 24/7 to provide free food, healthcare, and spiritual strength and support, and the most important blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in all forms. Literally, we saw the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, serving people on the ground, right from cooking the food in the early hours, the wee hours of the morning, packing and taking it to every city, every village, every district of the state, and attending to the people, to their traumatic experience of losing in the Thane cyclone their kith and kin, their property, their whole life devastated, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism right there on the ground to help them in all levels and to alleviate the trauma from their lives. In 2013, one can see a standing testimony to the commitment of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to this divine service of Annadan or free food, where one can see here in this picture, even with a fractured hand, he is engaged in selfless work day and night, inspiring the peacekeepers of the Sovereign Order of Kailasa to engage in selfless service, leading the nation of Kailasa by example. In 2011, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had a multiple compound fracture with the bone literally protruding out of the skin. In 2013, 2 steel implants that were fastened in 2011 were removed as the bones had healed completely. And this picture is after that surgery. 2016, where a bhandara or a feast is being served for the respected spiritual leaders and Hindu monks. 2017, the 21-day powerful inner awakening workshop in